everyone, Adam here, So Was Your Podcast. I got a movie review for you today. I got a chance to check out Bite Me, the newest movie by Naomi McDougall Jones, who stars in and also wrote the movie. Bite Me follows a vampire, Sarah, who is being audited by the IRS, and the auditor is James, played by Christian Coulson. The thing with Sarah is she's not a supernatural vampire. This isn't Twilight, this isn't True Blood, it's nothing along those lines, it's not a spoof of either of those. There are actual people out there who consider them as vampires. They identify as vampires, to use a, modern kind of saying. They feed on blood, I guess, for energy, but of course they live like people also. They eat regular foods and things like that. Some take it more extreme than others. It's all included in the movie, and I actually did an interview with Naomi where she had met one of these real-life vampires and talked to them about how they live, and that was some of the genesis of the idea for this movie. It's really interesting to explore that subculture, especially since it's such a specific niche subculture, and I had no clue it existed at all until I got to talk to Naomi. Again, make sure you check out that interview. It was really, really good, and there's way more to it than that. So exploring the subculture is a really interesting aspect of the movie, and Naomi does give it time to be explored. And she's also very fair and balanced with how she talks about it. It isn't all praise and you have to accept everyone because they're different, but it's also not knocking them for being different. It just kind of lays it out, and people are people, and people are allowed to do what they want to do. And even within that subculture, there's rifts between this person taking it too far or these people using it in a certain way that others disagree with. And I thought that fair and balanced telling really sold the movie. And the writing as a whole is really clever. This is a romantic comedy at its heart, and romantic comedies are definitely not my thing. It's nothing I rush to. I'm sure I've seen a handful that I've liked, and I could put Bite Me on that list now because while it's not my thing, I wanted to watch it, and I always try to watch movies with an objective, open mind. Watching Bite Me, I was really charmed by it. It's a little bit of a weird word to use, but I can't think of one that's more apt. Naomi does a great job as Sarah. She has a group of friends that also do a really good job with their more limited screen time, but still important roles. And James, Christian Coulson, does a great job with his role, playing the love interest to Naomi without it being, she's not dependent on him in any way. It's not predatory in any way, and that might sound extreme, but he is an IRS agent auditing her, so it's actually kind of the opposite in James's case. And I just thought it was this fair telling of a relationship, of a new budding relationship with people from two completely different worlds, even if one of them's a world that you or I have never been familiar with before. It does follow some of the usual romantic comedy tropes. It also pokes fun at some of those tropes, which I really appreciated. I love it when a story or a movie or a concept can take something familiar and use it while still kind of poking fun at it and saying, yeah, this is a typical thing and we don't know why. A couple scenes in particular jump to mind. I don't want to spoil them for you because it'll kind of take the humor away. It'll soften those edges. Naomi not only wrote and starred in the movie, but she partners up again with her director friend who she did her first movie with, her first movie being Imagine I'm Beautiful. And the director's name is Meredith Edwards. Edwards does a great job directing this movie. At no point does it feel like the budget was as modest as it was, which is something that I think is really cool with today's technology. The idea can make the movie more than your ability to raise money can make the movie, and I don't know what the budget for this was. I'm sure it wasn't exactly cheap because they film a lot in cities and they have a lot of great locations, but it feels like there's a wider world out there, especially when it comes to the vampires, the costuming at points. They dress up on purpose. They go garishly loud on purpose as vampires, kind of to call attention to themselves in a very specific way. And it's not like they all have, Dracula costumes on or something. It's just this big, almost like a party rave scene. Maybe I'm aging myself there. But the costuming, the nightclub scenes, the props, the work, the world, it never feels limited. They're never shooting around anything. It never feels like they have two hallways and a back room, like a cheap soundstage stand-in. It's a great movie. It's directed really well. Good performances across the board. And as I said before, it's charming as hell. I really bought the relationship between Sarah and James. I bought the trajectory of it. It did have the inevitable, things are going good, things are going good. No, they're not going good. Oh, we got to fix this for the end of the movie. Of course, every rom-com's going to have that. And even that was handled pretty well. That was the only part that the plot got a little bit shaky for me, because while I understood it and I bought it, it just seemed like there was an obvious way where James could have handled himself better. But just because a person doesn't handle themselves in the absolute right way doesn't mean it's wrong, because obviously none of us handle ourselves in the absolute right way 100% of the time, especially in new relationships. So all things considered, Bite Me, while I was not the target audience and it's not the type of movie that I usually seek out, I had a great time with. It's on VOD now, so you can rent it from all the major platforms. You can check it out. It does, I believe, have a limited theatrical run, so check your local theater listings and let's keep those open. You can also support indie art. I think Naomi McDougall Jones has a great voice and a great way of writing characters. I think she's going to do a lot of really great things, and she already has been. Again, listen to that interview I did with her. We cover just a fraction of what she's done already. And, you know, she's young. She's got a long time to work. It's fantastic. Make sure you like and subscribe. Got a lot more interviews, new movie coverage, comic reviews, unboxings, everything that you like coming your way. You're not going to want to miss out. Also, make sure you listen to So Wizard Podcast every single week wherever you get your podcasts. SoWizardPodcast.com is your resource for reviews, recommendations, videos, merchandise, and more. We love hearing feedback, so drop us a note in the comments, leave us something on social media. All the accounts can be found after the show and in the show notes. And on a more personal note, a good friend and I have an ongoing comedy comic series. It's called Social Studies. It's a slice of life, coming of age. We tackle the high school experience. We make it universal while also semi-autobiographical in some ways, which makes it a lot more fun to dive into the past. Some of it is things that actually happened. Some of it is a skewed perception of it, good or bad. Some of it is how we wished it would happen. Some of it is advice we could give to our 14-year-old selves. It's all there, but we keep it light. We keep it fun. We've got a lot of great feedback. We got 8 issues available now, so tons of reading to do. Issue 9 is coming any day. Our printer's having some supply issues, so we're just kind of dragging our feet until we can get the printed ones in the mail. SocialStudiesComic.com. Thanks.